Hi, this is Rabbi Aharon Dobinsky coming to you today from the holy city of Jerusalem, Israel. It's a beautiful day here in Jerusalem, and I want to talk to you something very important today. Do you ever feel like you're going through life alone? I mean, you have a wife, you have a husband, you have children, etc., etc., etc. But you get the feeling sometimes that you're just on your own out there, and that's what's happening. Well, I have some good news for you. You're not alone. You're never alone. You have someone with you 24/7 from the day you're born until the day you leave this earth. And it's Hashem. I think you knew that, but I want to tell you some things that are very important about it. People think that when they have a situation that requires help, then they need to fix it on their own. And they go through every type of possible procedure, every type of thought that runs through their mind, and they can't figure out why sometimes none of this is enough. None of this is the kind of thing that clears up the challenge. And the reason is they're trying to do it on a limited basis. We have only so much that we know. We have only so much that we can come up with on our own. Whereas Hashem knows everything that is, was, or ever will be. Now, we know what was, and we have an idea. After we've, taken the gray areas out, we take what we have that we remember, and we remember the way we remember it. And that may not be the way somebody else may remember it, and it may not even be the way it was. It's just our memory of how it was. Now, as for the present, again, we have a perception of it. But it's a perception. It's not necessarily black, white, the truth or a lie. It's our perception of it, the way we see it. The future, forget about it. We haven't got a clue. Not a clue in the world. So, if we, with our limited sense of perception, could have the help of one who has a perception of everything, wouldn't that help? You bet it would help. So, let's see, how do we get that help? I've talked to you before about Hitbodedut. That's talking to Hashem every day. Recommended time, an hour. Recommended subject, first of all, gratitude for all that you've been given. No expectations here, boys and girls. None. We don't get to have expectations. Nothing is due to us. We get more than what is due to us every day. When we wake up in the morning, we start breathing and our heart starts beating, which it's been doing all night long without our direction. This is a gift. We didn't ask for it. We didn't say heart beats 60 times a minute. We didn't ask for that. We didn't say lungs in and out, in and out, in and out. We didn't tell our eyes to flutter, for the lids to go up and down, to keep the eyes moist so they don't crack and fall out. These are gifts. These are all gifts. Do we have it coming to us? No, we do not have it coming to us. We think we do sometimes. The fact is, these are gifts from the Creator of the universe to His children. And He gives these gifts on a regular basis, on a daily basis, to a great number, the majority, the vast majority of His children. So, when somebody tells me, but wait a minute, I did this, and I did that, and I did the other thing, don't I have this coming to me? No, you do not have anything coming to you, nor do I, nor does anybody we know. What we have are gifts. So the rest of it are also gifts. So when we have a situation where we need help, advice, direction, clarity, anything we might need, we have someone there who is more than happy to give it to us if we will only ask. This is where Hitbodedut comes in. You start with, thank you for what you've given me. I really appreciate it. I woke up this morning and a lot of people didn't. I could see and a lot of people couldn't. I could breathe and some couldn't. My heart beats. Thank God you keep me alive. That's just a start. What about what Hashem gives to your wife, children, husband? What about what He gives you in the way of parnasa? What about what He gives you in the way of just making it through every day without having some nutcase jump on top of you and do something horrible to you? These are all things to be thankful for. We take them for granted, and that's wrong. They are not for granted. They are gifts. So we need to thank him profusely for all these gifts. Thank you for the curiosity that he gives us, that we want to learn something. Because the more we learn, the closer it brings us to Hashem. And that's what we want to do, is we want to have a joyous, loving, fulfilling life that brings us closer to the creator of the universe. Now, I know a lot of people, and this is their idea of Hibbodedut. I talk to Hashem all the time through the day. You don't think so? I have people tell me that all the time. And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. However, it's not enough. You need to take time out of your day and just talk to him. And here's why. When you see somebody walking by on the street, you go, how you doing? Good to see you. And you're walking back and they come past you again and say, hey, good to see you again. This is great. Have a great day. You talk to them. Okay? What kind of relationship do you have with that individual? I mean, seriously, what kind of relationship do you have? You have a hello-goodbye relationship. Does that sound like the kind of thing where you could take the guy aside and say, you know, Joe, I got a problem, and I got a challenge, I need to work on it, I'd love to have your advice, I need to have your help. Could you do that? I mean, really, could you do that? No, you couldn't do that. You wouldn't feel comfortable, nor probably would this individual feel comfortable giving you answers on this. But if Joe's the kind of person you meet for coffee every day, you know, I sit down for a half hour, an hour, and you talk through what's going on in your life, what's going on in his life. Now, is that the kind of person you could tell your challenges to and ask him to help you? Is that the kind of individual that could give you advice and would be willing to give you advice, would be willing to give you the best advice he could? Of course it is. But again, he has the same limitations that you do. Limited perception. He can only do so much. He can only know so much. He can't know everything. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he knows everything. So he's the one you want to ask. So you need to figure out how you treat him the same. You need to talk to him every day. Take an hour. If you can't take an hour, take a half an hour. If you can't take a half hour, take 15 minutes. Dedicated exclusively to communicating in your own words between him and you. So you have this relationship going. In the beginning, you'll feel silly about it. You may feel silly about it. Maybe you won't. But after a while, it becomes second nature. And you start looking at the situation and say, this is great. This is a great relationship I have. You start telling him everything. And yeah, you do talk to him during the day. That's good. But you need that time. That time is exclusively between you and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, where you can talk to him and you can unburden yourself, where you can tell him all the things you're grateful for, where you can tell him all the things that you're sorry for, things you think you may have messed up on, and you know that you messed up on them, and you want forgiveness. So you say, I did this wrong, I'm so sorry, and I beg your forgiveness. And you know, what would you do if your child came to you and said that to you, Daddy, I did something wrong. I'm so sorry that I did it. I wish I hadn't, but I did, and I'd like your forgiveness. I'm begging you for your forgiveness, please. What would you say to your child? Well, if we're Mebetzelem Elohim, which indeed we are, he's going to have the same reaction. He will be receptive and he'll be forgiving, and he's been that way all the time. Last week in Behukosai, he talked about in the last book of Vayikra. He said, all the things, if you do this, you get this. If you don't do this, you get this. And it keeps going on and enumerating things. But at the end of the day, he says, but I will never desert you, and I will always love you. That being the case, he's the one you want to ask. So when you've told him how much you appreciate all he's done for you, and when you tell him about all the things that you're sorry that you might have messed up on, now, are you feeling a little bit more comfortable that you might be able to say to him, Tati, I have a challenge, and I really don't know what to do. And only you can help me. It's the way I can see it. Only you can help me. So please, I ask for your guidance. I ask for clarity. I ask you to help me get through this in the best possible way. And I want to do it your way. Whatever your way is, let me know, and I will do it. You don't think you get an answer? I promise you, you will. You have to be open to it. You have to be receptive to it. You have to listen for it. Stop after you ask and listen for the answer that your Father is going to give you. If you will do that, you will have a much nicer life. Every day will be a great day, a good day to wake up to, a beautiful day where you look outside and you say, Hashem, thank you so much for waking me up. Thank you for everything you give me. And that's a guide to the way you want to have your relationship with Hashem and the way you want to be able to ask Him to help you. Have a great Shabbos, my friends. I will be talking hopefully again to you next week. I've been having a little trouble posting these, so if it doesn't go up, please forgive me. I will do my best to try to have one of these up every week for you. You be well. God bless. All the best. Bye-bye.